Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Meta Tuesdays here in Arena Underground. This week we are playing EighTferi in Best of 1 Standard. As always, if you enjoy our content, please make sure to click that subscribe button below. It's a way to support our channel for free. And now let's talk about this list. So very simple. This is a list that was shared to me by the janitor. So shout out to the janitor and his channel Tres Golpes. And now we are looking at a Azorius shell here, but basically this is Teferi Tribal. So we have 4 copies of Teferi Time Raveler and 4 copies of Teferi Master of Time, which I have to say is a very, very good card if you guys haven't tried it out. Very good in a control style deck. And yes, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to play our Teferis and control the game with them. Also Narset, of course. And then our win conditions is basically Ugin, 2 copies of Ugin and 2 copies of Castle Ardenvale to create tokens. So again, we're trying to control the game and then later on finish it up with Ugin, Castle Ardenvale. And how we do that is we come early on because this is best of 1. We have protection with 2 copies of Glass Casket, 3 copies of Birth of Meletis, 3 copies of Aethergust. So this is kind of our removal defensive package. Also, we have 4 copies of Fae of Wishes. This might be the most important card in the deck, actually, aside from the Teferis, of course. But because we have 4 copies of Fae of Wishes, we have access to the 15 cards in our sideboard. So what do we do with these? Well, we also have 3 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death in the main deck and 1 copy of Dovin's Veto. These are some changes that I did actually, because I think a lot of the time we do get into games with aggressive style decks, but otherwise like Banned Ramp, we do need at least a counter in the main deck. I think it's always very useful, but nonetheless, we have our sideboard here. We have Light of Hope, primarily to destroy enchantments, but if we need to gain some life in a pinch, we could also use this to gain 4. We also have 1 copy of Gravedigger's Cage. This is a very important card against Rakdos, against any cat food style deck, but also against Banned Ramp and any sort of Simic Ramp with Uro style decks. You want to play this, get this out, and avoid the Uros coming down. We have more counters in 2 copies of Dovin's Veto and 2 copies of Disdainful Stroke. Very important cards as well that we want to get with our Fae of Wishes to protect our Ugins and such. 1 more copy of Aethergust, 2 copies of Devout Decree. There's a lot of not only Rakdos and Mono Red, but also Mono Black aggro in the meta. So we want to have all these options available. We have 1 Ashiok. This is also great against cat food style and Uro decks. 1 more copy of Elspeth Conquers Death comes very handy in Banned Ramp matchups. 1 copy of Time Wipe. 1 more copy of Ugin if we're running out of our, a way to win the game or win condition, which is Ugin. We have 1 more in the sideboard here. 1 Helios Intervention, again, allows us to destroy artifacts and enchantments, also gains life. And 1 copy of Finale of Revelation, because if you are playing against another control deck, you might want to get this early on in your hand and bring all the cards that you've put in the graveyard that turn back into your deck. Otherwise, it could be an easy way to deck you out, and also you run out of win conditions. So Finale of Revelation is kind of protection against that. But other than that, it's just a control deck. Pretty cool, pretty aggressive, if I might say, with the Teferis working together along with Narset and Ugin. And other than that, yeah, really fun. We have 4 copies of Shatter the Sky as well. Very important in those aggressive matchups. But that's pretty much it. Interplanar Beacon, also a cool land here, allowing you to gain some life in those aggressive matchups. And yeah, that's it. We hope you guys enjoy the games. We have some pretty cool games for you today. We won against Banned Ramp, against Mono Red, so the deck can actually pull its own weight. So yeah, and now enjoy the games. Alright, so this is Meta Tuesdays and we are playing EighTferi, which is Azorius Teferi Tribal. And we're going to try this because we're going to play. Know how good this hand is. A little slow, but we do have a Shatter in case of an aggressive opponent. Turn 3 Teferi is never bad. So I think we're going to start Hallow Fountain tapped, pass the turn. Turn 2 Fae of Wishes. And we're seeing a Temple of Silence, so Orsa of something, okay? Well, let's go with Fae of Wishes. I do want to protect Teferi, if possible, from whatever our opponent can play now. Alright, it's a Worthy Knight, so it's Orzhov or Mardu Knights. Okay. Cool. So that means we can Interplanar Beacon into Time Traveler. Send this back to them, draw a card. No attacks because we want to protect Teferi. Alright, there's the Worthy Knight. No lands on our opponent's side. Oh, there it is. So it's absent. Okay. Alright, very cool. So let's plus here. And we can Castle Ardenvale and Teferi Master of Time. That seems good. Gain a life. We're going to plus this card a Master of Time. Pass the turn. No attacks. Alright, so they can play more knights now and create tokens. Here comes Acclaimed. Okay. Well, we do have a Shatter, so we're not afraid of the Acclaimed contender. See what they find here. Alright, that's a Knight of the Evil Legion. Not bad. Do they have a land for that? Yes, there's the land. They shug themselves. Knight of the Evil Legion comes down. Very cool. It's fine with us. Alright, so what do we want to do? Guess we can plus discard the Birth of Meletis. We drew another one, so that's fine. That is a land. Do like lands. We can plus here. Don't worry, I got it. And pass the turn, keep the Shadow of the Sky up. Seems fair. If our opponent wants to play more knights and create more tokens. Alright, just attacking Teferi with everything. It's pretty interesting, but yeah, we do have the Shatter, so that's that. Alright, so now they need to refuel their board. They have a Murderer's Rider for Master of Time. Thank God we have another one in here. And do they have a land to play Murderer's Rider? That's a Knight of the Evil Legion. Okay, we can deal with that. Fabled Passage comes in. We are going to plus get an island here with our Fabled Passage. We can now Master of Time. Birth of Meletis. Get a Plains. Plus Aether Gust, green and red. I haven't seen anything green or red here, so we're going to get rid of the Aether Gust. Pass the turn. We now have Teferi's going here, so alright, see what they're up to. They're going to attack. Okay. Do we want to phase out? I don't know. I guess we will phase out. Not a bad deal. Yep, let's phase out this Knight of the Evil Legion. Very cool. They returned some cards. Nice. They can play these cards. Not great. I mean, they have to play Worthy Knight and then the Claim Contender, so yep. Pass the turn, I'm guessing. And we will get a 0-4 here, so that's actually really nice. Cling to Dust. Alright. Cool. To exile our Master of Time. Send back this Worthy Knight, draw a card. That's a Narset. We do like Narset. That gains us life as well. See what we find. That's a glass casket. That's a shatter. Yeah, let's keep the shatter, right? Why not? Plus here. Get rid of the planes. And pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? I got a shatter. What do you have? Alright, Fable Passage to get a swamp. Play the Worthy Knight. Yep. Are they playing the Contender? I don't think so. Alright, that's a Cavalier. Sure. So Cavalier can only get rid... creature on opponent control. Okay. We can exile the Cavalier later. Let's plus this Teferi here. Get rid of the Temple. They get sacrifice a token to do that. So, alright. That's cool. That's very cool. So, get a knight back? Not a big deal. Let's activate Narset. Find a Teferi. What do we want to do? I guess we can play Teferi. We can plus. Gain some life.
I know my responsibility. This might be a bad idea.
Get rid of a Fae of Wishes. Alright, so now we can face out the Cavalier while shattering the sky, getting rid of whatever our opponent's doing. That's a Vraska. Definitely a little bit annoying. Can get rid of Teferi for sure. Alright, we still have the emblem, so it's not like such a big deal. So when this dies, turn target creature card for converted mana cost. Alright, let's face out the Cavalier. I think this is fine. Let that resolve. Teferi goes away. We still have an Elspeth Conquers Death that's going to get us at Teferi back at some point. Alright, we can shatter now. Yep. Alright, opponent, let's see what's next. So, Murderous Rider comes in. It's fine. We have an Ugin. We can't really play Ugin. Alright, let's plus Master of Time. Alright, we can get rid of Fae of Wishes. Play Island, play Ugin. Get rid of all of our stuff. Doesn't really matter at this point. This, we don't have to get rid of Vraska, but we do want to get rid of this Cavalier. Although it's phase out, so... what do we do? It's going to hit for 4. That's definitely not a big deal. I think we can plus, get rid of the Murderous Rider. Pass the turn. Sure, it's going to hit something for 4, but not bad. We can Elspeth Conquers. There's the Cavalier. Kill Vraska with Ugin. Alright, they get a Murderous Rider. That's must be nice. Alright, well, let's plus. Ooh, we want to keep the shatter, right? It they just play the Murderer's Rider? Oh wow, that seemed like not a great idea. What was the purpose of that? I thought they were gonna kill Ugin. Or they had it... Oh my god, I don't know what happened there. I thought our opponent had that in hand. So this is gonna play out perfectly for us. Yep, just perfect actually. So we get to... Elspeth Conquers Death. The Cavalier of Night. Plus Teferi Master of Time. Keep the land. Plus on... I don't know, even Vraska is not like amazing here, like... Yeah, let's get rid of Vraska just because we can use Teferi to dephase or phase out this Acclaimed Contender. It's actually gonna hit it for 3, so that's cool. We're gonna let that happen. Not a big deal. Sure, Sorin. Alright, so they're gonna try to kill... It's just 1 damage, so... Oh, they're gonna kill Narset? Okay. That's cool. Oh, another Narset. Another Narset. Alright, get rid of Shatter this time. Alright, very well. So now we can plus Master of Time, see what we find. Interplanar Beacon, okay. Play Narset, see what we find. Gain 3. We're up to 34 life here. Activate Narset. Find Elspeth Conquers Death. Cool, play Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Sorin. Plus Ugin on the creature, and this should be game. Alright, anything else you want to do, opponent? Good game. Good game, Absent Knights. Alright guys, we are playing EighTferi in best of 1 standard. We are on the draw here, so this hand seems a little slow. We are playing against a Luru style deck, so not ideal. We're gonna mulligan. This is much better. Much better. We're gonna keep this. Send a... I think we send a Shatter away for now. No, like Aether Gust could be really good against Rakdos, but... Huh. Yeah, we're gonna send a Shatter away for the time being. Okay, so this is Orsov, or maybe Cycling. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Scry with Temple of Enlightenment. Ooh, this is Cycling. Okay. Cool. We'll keep the beacon. We need the lands. See what our opponent's up to. They play land into Dranith Stinger. Sure. Huh. I think we do play Birth of Meletis here. I think I like that option. Get the planes. Get a 0-4 next turn, so it's that. Alright, so we get ping for 1. And ping for 2. Sure. Attack us for 2. It's fine. Alright, now we get our Interplanar Beacon. We get to Teferi down. We send back this Stinger. Draw a card. That's a nice Fae of Wishes. Alright, there's the Fox. Cool. And there's the Dranith Healer to cycle. Sure. Our opponent is missing their land drops. we're not going to complain about that.
This might be a bad idea.
Alright, I think we just play our birth and find a plains. Cool. Maybe aim to Aether something next turn. Alright. We pass. So let's see, they can play land. Okay, Footfall Crater keeps scrying, sure. Now play another fox. That's fine with us. But at some point they will have to get these foxes back, but this is fine with us. We get to kill these creatures. Alright. Yep, we block like this. Cool. We get to play the plains. We can now shatter. Could have done the next turn, but this seems fine. So let's plus Teferi. Pass the turn. See what they got. Alright, that's the Draenith Stinger. We knew about that. And another fox. That's cool. Cycles. Sure. Alright, we gain 2. Not bad. Alright, so we could use Aether Gust on the Draenith Stinger. We can Fae of Wishes as well. Now, what would we get with Fae of Wishes? That is the question. Ashok seems pretty interesting, but we can't really play her now. Alright, let's send back this Flourishing Fox. I do not mind that. No, I think we're going to do it now. Send this back. Fae of Wishes. Grab Ashok. Pass the turn. So now our opponent knows we're going to get rid of that graveyard. See what they're up to here. If they're going to play their creatures or not. We see a land. They can Zenith Flare now if they want to avoid the Ashok. Yep, there's the Zenith Flare for 9. Very cool. And there's the Fox. It's fine. We get to Fable Passage. Got an island. Play Ashok. Gain a life. Get rid of the graveyard. Play Fae of Wishes as a 1/4 to protect ourselves. Pass the turn. Next turn we can play Ugin. Draenith Stinger. I think we're going to send that back. See what they want to do. I don't want them to play this and then cycle some more. So I'd rather this happening. Okay, that's another Stinger. Sure. Go for blood to get their Stinger. That's fine. We're going to get rid of all these cards anyway, so don't feel like we are in trouble at the moment. We can minus Ugin for 2. Yeah, this should be good. Play Ugin, gain a life. Minus 2. Get rid of these creatures. Our opponent's trying to figure out what's next. get rid of the graveyard. Alright, pass the turn. And we can still keep minusing Ugin if we want it. For a while, we can kill these stingers. Flossing Ugin as well. Cycle, hit us, short. Cycle again, hit us, that's fine. And that's game. Good game, cycling. Okay guys, we are playing EighTferi in best of 1 standard. And this is a nice hand. We have lands, we have Teferi and Aether Gust. Gonna keep this. Guess we play... Oh, alright. We're gonna play Island. Opponents should know we're playing control anyway by our sleeves here. They are playing mono red, okay. Well, thank God for Aether Gust, I think. Let's go with planes. Pass the turn, keep our Aether Gust up. Alright, Teen Street Dodger, sure. They go in for the attack. Alright, we're gonna take this. I don't think Aether Gusting now it's the best option. See if they have the light of the stage. There's the light of the stage. Which we are going to give back to them. Alright, so I think we can go Island. They're gonna be able to light up the stage again. Do we care about that? Well, the thing is, if they don't attack Narset with both of these, yeah, I think Narset is the best play, because then if they don't, we get to activate Narset yet again. Fortunately, we didn't find what we were looking for, which was like a Shatter the Sky, but alright. Alright, well, that's a Scorch Spitter, so they can... Well, we can still activate Narset. Let's see, they attack us for the light of the stage. Alright, that's good. So that means we get to... Okay, they Infuriate. Not bad, opponent, not bad. Getting rid of Narset.
My mind needs a rest.
And then the light of the stage. Okay, there's the Annex. Well, we can get rid of Annex eventually, right? So... what do we want to do? I think we are still going to Narset again here. We can keep the Shatter. So in this case, maybe we just Teferi. I like that option. Since we're drawing the Shatter, we can keep the Narset for later. Send the Scorch Spitter back. We plus, they need to attack with everything. They still don't kill Teferi. Alright, let's do it this way. I think this is better. They're probably going to play Scorch Spitter and Annex now. Normally what we can see being done. Yep, there's the Annex. Cool, there's a Scorch Spitter. Attack Teferi, attack us. We Elspeth Conquers Death, the Annex. Then we can Shatter the Sky. Alright. So we're going to take 4 next turn. That might be okay. Alright, that's another Annex. We do have another Elspeth Conquers Death. They do have 2 Castle Embereth, so that is a bit of an issue, but we're also getting Teferi back next turn. And Narset eventually. Alright, so we're going to get hit pretty hard next turn from the Castle Embereth, but we still have to do this. Have to get rid of Annex to be able to Shatter, otherwise gonna be done. Now let's see what our opponent has, because they could still potentially kill us here. That's another Annex, unfortunately. Now we don't... I mean, we're gonna send that back to their hands, so at least we can do that. Okay, that's good. So we get a Teferi back. Yep. We can now send Annex back to their hand. We are going to Shatter into a Birth of Meletis. So Shadow Sky gets rid of the threats. Birth of Meletis gives us options for later, protection as well. That's a Plains. We can play that. Pass the turn. Alright, here comes a Light of the Stage. Finds a Rubber of the Rich. That's a good one, actually. We get back something from the graveyard. This time it's going to be a Narset with a Loyalty. Sure, let's activate. Ooh, find a Shatter here. Play a tapped Hallow Fountain. Plus Teferi. I think we can now safely Fae of Wishes. Find something good here. What could that be? Maybe Mass Manipulation. Maybe Devout Decree. Yeah, I think we'll get Devout Decree. Seems fine. Pass the turn. Do your best, opponent. I think we probably out-control them by this time. They should be conceding sometime soon. Here comes the Rubber. Sure. That is fine with us. Alright, they're taking something from the top of our deck. It's a Narset. Alright. I guess we will... we don't have to do this, actually. We can just pass. Protect ourselves like this. And that's game. Alright, good game, Mono Red. Okay, guys, we are playing Soria's Control. Actually, this deck is called EighTferi in Best of 1 Standard. And we are playing the cool new lands. Yeah, these lands are awesome. We do go first, so we're going to keep this. See if we can get there. On the play against Seus. Short Plains comes down. See what our opponent's playing. Alright, Temple of Enlightenment, so this may be Azorius Control as well. We'll go Island and Birth. Very well, get our planes, pass the turn. So we are aiming for a turn 4 Fae of Wishes. Very cool, go planes. Pass the turn, opponent's playing Bant Ramp, so this Elspeth Conquer's Death are going to be good at some point. I think we were going to Fae of Wishes to try and find maybe like a counter or something. Alright, here it comes. Yep. Normal Bant Ramp, good stuff with Jorel. Alright, well, we do have a Teferi, so, and I guess they can still get a counter, right, out of this deal. But that's fine, that's a counter we get out of their hand. Okay, very cool. Sure. There's a Dovin's Veto. Alright, Uro draws a card, gains 3, plays a land. Alright, that's a Fable Passage. So opponent is ramping up appropriately, creating tokens at the same time. Good for them. Don't have much going on at the moment. We need a Shatter the Sky at some point to get rid of these creatures. But they are 1 land away from Ugin, so yeah. Let's see. So we can Fae of Wishes, but the question is for what? Planar Cleansing could be good. Time Wipe could be good. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna get ourselves a Gravedigger's Cage. Go from there. At least we can stop these Uros from coming down, so... Alright, we see the land. Do they have Ugin? If they have Ugin, that's pretty much game. That's a Growth Spiral. Sure, draws a card. Plays a land. That is a Castle Vantress. Very cool. Right. Block the 2/2 with our 0/4. And that's the turn. We have a Shatter. That's pretty good, actually. Nice. Shatter the Sky here. These are some interesting options. I feel like we should Shatter now. And we can aim to start creating tokens next turn. Alright, Castle Vantress. Scry's maybe looking for a counter. Well, they can't draw it right now, but 2 bottom, that's good. Alright, those go away. We play our Fae of Wishes. Very cool. So we have 6 lands at the moment. 7 with the 1 in our hand. Teferi comes down. That's fine. So they could have sent back to our hand the Gravedigger's Cage. Could have been good for them. Guess if they have a counter, it's pretty good. But we're going to do it anyway. See what happens. Alright, so it seems like they have a counter in hand. Or just scrying with Castle Vantress. Okay. 1 bottom, 1 top. Good for them. Sure, take care of Teferi just to ensure that these creatures don't come back up. We are going to attack with our 1/4. Huh, interesting. So we could potentially send this back to our hand. But to get what? Like to get Ugin? Well, let's start with tapped Hallow Fountain. Alright, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. That's a nice one. Reign of Revelation. See if they found Nissa or something. Maybe a Crassus. No Crassus. Okay. Well, that's nice. Opponent takes it. Let's pass the turn. Let's see what they do. Alright, opponent, what do you have? Did you find an Elspeth Conquers Death? Doesn't seem like they did. We are actually getting a Teferi out of this deal, so we're not going to complain. They can play their own Elspeth Conquers Death. So I think we might as well... No, we're just gonna plus. I think that's better. Pass the turn here, attack for 1. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. Like, they must have something, right? So I think keeping these Elspeth Conquers Death might be a good idea. They can still scry with Castle Vantress. Shark Typhoon. Okay. Alright, that's good. Okay, what do we do? I think we are going to let these two go. Get back Fae of Wishes. So we can find like a Dovin's Veto or something and replay the Fae of Wishes. That's an option, I guess. Stingful Stroke, but problem is... Alright, just gonna do that. Replay the Fae of Wishes, protect Teferi if possible. That could be essential here for what we're trying to do. So we know Uro's not coming down. Alright, sure. Protect Teferi. We protect Teferi. They might have an Elspeth Conqueror's Death in hand. It's probably fine. That's the case. We have our own as well. Alright, they have their own Ugin. Sure. Cool. Gets rid of Teferi and the Grafdigger's Cage, I believe. Or, actually, ooh, they just ping us. Okay. Well, that is fine, opponent. That is very fine. We get rid of your Ugin. Now we have protection for our Planeswalkers. I actually like Birth of Meletis here. And our opponent concedes. Alright, good game, banned ramp. That was all for today. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And click the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Have a good one.